Okay, here we go. We are live once again. It is another week of Chiropractic is Sexy. I am Dr. Paula Ruffin.
I'm Dr. Erica Peabody. I'm realizing if I do this, it looks like my hands are enormous.
I know I have to watch when I do videos.
Yes.
Sometimes I'll go like this and I'll have my hand and I'll be like, you have man hands.
Yeah, they
It's
look like
gorilla
it, but
hands.
that's not really true.
You cannot talk with your hands on video. I have learned that.
No. Happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you for
Yes.
always being here and
And
being
I
ready
would
to
like to
go.
say before we get started, happy anniversary to Dr. Erica, 21 years in practice today. Woo, 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 woo. Wow.
I know.
That is
21 years is a long
amazing.
time to do anything. And
Yeah.
it's literally for anybody who's out there that's listening to us that potentially has a practice or something like what we're doing or a business of any sort. It's like having a child. It's like it's truly like I've been tending to this thing for 21 years. It's amazing to me.
And the
And I've
ups
been
and the downs and the
yeah,
challenges.
yes, I've been sharing with my patients though that if you guys ever get a chance to look up my practice and see the building that I'm in, I feel like I would be, you probably feel this way too. Like if we were just in strip malls, um, it would be it'd be a different feeling. I love tending to this building and it breathes life, not just into the practice, but also into um, the actual, it's a historic old building too. It's really beautiful. So I feel really fortunate. Thanks, Silly Lily. I can never comment on here, but thank you. Oh, maybe I can. I
Can you?
can today.
Oh, get out.
Yay.
That's interesting. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
Yeah, and I think it's amazing. I think having the space that my space makes me happy. My old space did not give me that feeling of joy where this
yeah,
space is like, oh my gosh, it's so lovely. And
it's just funny. You said MySpace. Do you remember MySpace?
yes.
Look how old we are. I'm just going to age us for a hot second here.
I know, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, it's been really fun. We had a coffee talk this morning, which it's once a month, but it happened to fall on this beautiful 21st anniversary. Lisa was like, we're 21. Can we have cocktails? I'm like 6 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock tonight, but no, we cannot have cocktails for our 21st birthday. So we had
I
coffee.
would have put out some bubbly, but
Yeah, we had coffee and cookies. So far.
yeah. It sounds
Yeah.
like a yummy start to the day.
That's good.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I think it's great. 21 years is a lot. I'm coming up on 28. You're right. It's like tending to a child, and when you think about the birth of the practice,
Yeah.
it's crazy what it takes to launch and loft a practice. It's amazing. So
I remember 2 years into practice. And honestly, this is the reason why we come to you guys every week is because 2 years into practice, I called my mom up and I said, "Is this like what we do? Like we like go to sleep, we wake up, we eat breakfast, we go to work, and we come home and we eat dinner and we go to sleep, and then like, is that all there is to this adulting?" And she's like, "Yeah, pretty much." And then in that moment, it was like, thank goodness that I get to help people, that I get to serve my patients, and that it's such a rewarding feeling. And it's like every day when we leave our practices, I was just writing a blog post about it. It's like, it's so rewarding. It feels so good to be doing something that I love this many years in and sharing that with you guys too. I mean, we've been here for, I don't, 2.5 years or something on our
yeah,
podcast. Is that where we're
yeah.
going on? And it just,
Yeah.
we're so fueled by what we're doing because it's a really, really awesome profession. It's totally awesome.
And I don't know too many people that that can say that about their profession, that really are like, wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And, we talked, we'll get into our topic for a minute, but I think this is also timely that we lost a giant in our profession. And we were talking about what does that look like, you die, you go to heaven, and to be met with, like, we have so many giants in chiropractic, so many incredible doctors that came before us that forged this path, that, you know, that started this, that held in there, that didn't, that fought the fight that could have taken this profession down. And to think about that, like, you know, I think I mentioned it too in one of our Marco Polo videos. I was like, can you imagine, like, what other professions can say they die and they go to heaven and they get to meet all the greats in their profession that allowed, that laid the path that allowed them to be in that profession. Like, I don't know, that it just kind of like was blowing my mind thinking about that.
No, it really is. I mean, I would think professional athletes is maybe one of the other professions that get to do that. And the other part is that we've never really mentioned much before, but chiropractic back, I don't even know, it would have been maybe the 50s or 60s, and I would have to look this up. But chiropractors got in a lot of trouble for practicing what they were calling practicing medicine without a license, without a medical license. And they were sent to jail because we were getting people well without a medical license, but we were not practicing medicine. And so what those jailed chiropractors did is they just started to adjust people while they were in the jail. And they just did what needed to be done in order to keep moving forward with our profession. And I don't know that there is another profession with like such cool history, but then also that's so relevant today. And when we were doing, initially we had walked through the 33 principles that our profession is built on, and that none of them have been recalled, and none of them have, you know, like, we're not like, oh, pull that one off the market, or yikes, what did we do there? Or like, whoa, back it off. Like, we don't have that. And we just have, you know, excellence in the adjustment that is helping people get well and saving lives every day. Like, it doesn't get cooler than that.
It's really amazing. And I think too, that goes to, I think it's a great segue into our topic today, because Dr. Eric and I have had a couple of different incidences, and this is not the only time, but usually, like, when I hear something that is a message, a recurring message, I'm like, we got to talk about that. And this particular one was about people that we both know who have serious health issues, who consulted their doctors, and the doctors said, no, it's nothing you did wrong. There's nothing you could have done. The body just does this. And the problem with that narrative is that when you have a profession that doesn't know, they won't take the time. And I'm not like casting over all medical doctors, but the mainstream medicine, typically, if they don't know, and if it doesn't fit inside their box, then it doesn't exist. And so no, they'll tell you, no, there's nothing you could have done. Let's throw all these drugs at it. Let's do surgery. Let's do all these things. And it's just simply, I can't even call it malpractice. It's a disservice to humanity, in my opinion, because if somebody has a serious health issue or a serious derailment of their pregnancy, and you are like, is there anything I could do differently? Is there anything I couldn't have done differently? Nourishing the body, getting adjusted, like, those are always on the table. And so, no, the body doesn't just break, you guys. It doesn't just go sideways. Something has built up. You know, it's like people who get a diagnosis of cancer and it comes out of the blue. That may have been years in the making. And then you start looking at the path and you're like, well, yeah, of course. Like, look at the health problems that led up to this place. And so we need to have that conversation, so that if you ever hear that from your doctor or your healthcare professional, you need to move along and find someone else who will give you answers that will help correct your situation and not keep you where you're at.
Well, I was during the coffee talk this morning, our topic was don't be a zero. And that just means, like, when there's so many things that we can do and we're not doing something every single day to move the needle, it's basically, so it says things happen. So diagnosis in particular, especially disease processes, they happen with small neglect repeated over time. And one of the things, so small things lead to small, like starts with a whisper and then it gets louder and louder and louder. And the story that Dr. Paula is talking about is this fetal growth restriction that's happening in a woman that I know. She's not a patient of mine, but in a woman that I know. And this is the second time around that she's dealing with this. And the first time, the baby almost died and she almost died. And the response of her OB is, you couldn't do, she said, you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing. And this babe is 20 weeks right now, or 24 weeks in utero right now. And it's like, this also, because I know her, there's like deficiency in nutrition, major deficiency in protein, major deficiency in fats. And like, it's basically, without getting too far down the rabbit hole with how we should and shouldn't eat, it's like there's not enough nutrition and protein in particular going into this body, this mama's body, to build a baby. And so therefore it's stealing from mom, and it's then not getting enough growth. And for her doctor to say, whoa, 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 we now have a similar situation that we had before, without addressing some of the things, including nutrition, that could be done way differently if you just started to do some research. And she's a highly educated mom. It's like, yeah, there actually is a lot of stuff. It's not my place. She didn't come to me, so it's not my place to reach out. But it's very difficult to sit on the sidelines on social media or inside of a story that we're not like invited into, and be quiet about it, because that's absolute negligence by, and we talked about it this morning, not this particular story, but like if your doctor, your MD is out there just giving you medication and not even asking you one iota about what you're putting in your body, that is absolute negligence. And it's actually inappropriate and uncalled for at this point, and should be like, it should be, I don't even know what the word, it should be called out. It should, in a really big way. Like, I don't want everybody to get in like deep trouble, but these small things lead to very large things. And to say, nope, there's nothing else you could have done about it, for our patients to go in and say, I have this neck pain, I have this, I have this, that, and they're giving them like, no, there is a lot you could have done about it. And here are some resources, and here's some literature. Like, deal with it like we do. We're like, okay, there's this. People say, I didn't even do anything. I'm like, yeah, you did.
Uh-huh.
Just doing life is you did. And the small negligent things that we're doing, neglect to our bodies and neglect to the things that create health. Yeah, you actually did. And the best part about it, you are the problem, and you are the actual, also the solution, which that's the best part about this whole thing, is you did it and you're actually the solution to it. That's freaking cool. You just now need to be in an office that teaches you how to be that solution and find that solution. So
Well, the whole concept. What's that?
We're kind of tired of hearing about it.
She's going to drop the mic again, you guys. Watch out.
Exhausting, you guys. Well, I'm sorry.
Well,
Dr. Paula feels the same way too.
Let's also think about how because of the inundation, is that a word, of that we receive with drugs on television, let's just use that as an example, is that we have conditioned society that nothing's your fault. Mm-hmm. And that everything can be fixed from the outside. And that why should you take responsibility for yourself? Because guess what? If you're 100 pounds overweight, you can take a shot for that. You don't have to change your lifestyle. You can just lose weight because we can give you a shot now. So we have become this society of quick fixes that they do not serve our health. And that people have to get back to just the freaking basics.
Yeah.
And so, yes, if you get, I had a friend of mine who was recently hospitalized, and he went into his doctor's office for a routine checkup. Doctor happens to be his cousin. And he goes in, they take blood work, and they're like, you need to go to the hospital. His platelets were off the charts. Like, and he plays hockey. So he could have like been on the ice, fell or whatever. Somebody could have hit him. He could have bled out on the ice. So they don't know, they don't know why. They don't know, and he says to his cousin doctor, do you think it's something I did? Could I have done anything different? And his cousin doctor, and I say cousin doctor because sometimes just because people are family, we're even more afraid to give them the truth. And he said, no, there's nothing you could have done. These things just happen. I'm like, no, they don't.
No, they
He
don't.
has been destructive to his health. I've known him since I was 14 years old. He's been destructive to his health since I've known him. He's addicted to sugar. He rarely eats a vegetable. He eats like crap all the time. And besides the once or twice a week he plays hockey, he's not getting any exercise. Like, this is not like, good things don't come from that path. Thank God he doesn't drink or smoke like his father did. But his father was like 80, I think 80, 81 when he died. His mom also heavy smoker, not a drinker. She also died at 81, diabetic. They both ate like complete shit. And I go, listen, your opportunity here is that your parents, you've got great genetics because your parents were so highly destructive with their health. And they didn't die till they were 80. Like, their lifestyle, they should have been dead at 60. So if you take care of yourself, you could have like this long, wonderful life. But so I'm kind of lecturing him now and just being like, you have to stop. Like, it's enough already. They put him on steroids. He blew up like a balloon, so much so like he could hardly talk. His lips were so swollen. Oh. It's horrible, you guys. It's not the way that things should be. Yeah. And if somebody tells you that, again, I was like, what do you mean it's nothing? Well, I mean, and he's whatever.
Yeah.
Like, no, it is absolutely. It's your whole life is what you did.
Right. So, and before you heal someone, ask him if he's willing to give up the things that made him sick. That's awesome. And the Hippocratic Oath, which is first do no harm, right? And so that's not really what's going on anymore. What I really love inside of our profession, because we also took that, is that's like, I really don't know how some sleep, truly. At the end of the day, if you got somebody coming in and you're like, just throw a shot at them, throw this and throw that and whatever, like even a steroid shot at a joint, you've got like, I think the science is, the research is showing like 4 years and like 2 or 3 days from the first shot in the joint before it's deteriorated enough that it breaks down, you need a joint replacement. But we were talking this morning, and your patient or your friend with a cousin doctor, it's like the whisper. And these are some things to think about is that when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel first thing? Like, is it hard to step down? Is it hard to sit up? Do you have shoulder pain, foot pain, blah, blah, blah. The first small whispers are fatigue. You have a tight neck and back, occasional headaches, feeling stressed, not sleeping great, or you're at a stage in your body which is basically saying that it needs attention. So it's those little things. But with all of these things, what I was talking about this morning is like the slight fatigue, just a little more caffeine. Tight neck or back, how about just a little muscle relaxers? Occasional headaches, let's just take just a little headache relief. Let's just take a pain medication. Feeling stressed, we'll just alcohol. We'll just do a little bit of alcohol or maybe a little bit of like a sedative of some sort or whatever. Not sleeping great, we can just take Ambien or whatever. Like let's just do that. And it's basically just a lot of our culture will take this little whisper where your body's trying to get attention, and they're just going to go and medicate it. And so then that whisper goes away. But what's the issue is that it's slowly building up. And so to go to your doctor and they don't ask you, like, how are you sleeping? Like, why are you fatigued? When I think about fatigue in the afternoon, now, mind you, I love espresso. Like, I am the earth element. I am Earth Day is my birthday, waited to be that earth element. And I just love the dirt and the earthy flavor of coffee. I do. And so, but I also think about, okay, I could also fuel and do with, I'm going to add some protein. And I'm also going to maybe take another green drink or some like, what is my body really trying to tell me? Yes, I'm going to have a slight bit of espresso because quite frankly, with working with a lot of humans, I'm a better human for it. But the other things is, what can I do? What should I be doing instead of just medicating or throwing caffeine at it? And so that's where, if your doc is not asking those questions, your MD, you're at the wrong place. And Dr. Paula and we're getting to the point where we will die on that. We will be like, you are literally in the wrong place. And if you're not seeing a chiropractor, you're late to the game. You really are.
Well, and I
So
think my next thought is making me think of we need to dedicate a whole podcast to spring allergies because that's coming up. But that's also one of those things where, oh, well, the body just has allergies. No, it
no,
doesn't.
it
And we're
doesn't.
coming into this time where people are going to start taking allergy medication every effing day.
Mhm.
And I promise you, you don't have allergies because you're deficient in Claritin.
Right.
That's not so when you find yourself reaching for those things on the regular because you've been conditioned that that's what we do and the body just does that. I want each and every person to just stop and ask yourself, just as Dr. Erica said, what is my body really asking for right now? What is it really struggling with? And how can I make it better so that I don't have to take these things that just mask what is happening?
Mhm.
So that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you don't have some other greater issue going on.
Right.
I cannot tell you how many patients I have where I've gone into the Wayback Machine with them, and now they have these neurodegenerative issues, dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. I'm like, holy moly, I'm seeing so much of it. And I'm tired of it in the sense that I love helping these people, but I really want to help other people not be here because
Right.
I'm seeing the quality of life that has been just completely revoked from these people. And that's not okay in my book.
It's not okay. And also, when people get to that place, do you know that to be in assisted living right now, which that's what that would require, is $4,000 to $6,000 a month
If
to
not
do
more.
that, if not more. Yeah, and upwards of that. But like bare minimum with no assistance is like 4,000, and then up to 6 for just, to have help when you need it, and then if you need constant help. You guys, do you realize 1 month of that kind of rent would get you exceptional care?
Years
Exceptional
of,
care.
yeah.
Yes, it would get you help with your diet. It would get you help with your spine and nervous system. It would get you help. You'd get a personal trainer. Like if you took 1 month of $6,000 and you applied it over 1 year of life and you invested proactively, like 1 month of that kind of living is like an entire year of really good living, because you're still going to have to buy food and you're still going to have transportation. You're still going to have to do like the things that life requires. But we got to look at the investment in proactive now rather than waiting. And so at the Whisper, there was one more line down here, and that it was basically, I can still do what I need to do. I got these light symptoms, but I can still function. And then they get a little bit heavier. So that's the nudge. Like, we got to do something. There, the nudge gets louder, and
I'll
then we
just
just,
take 2 Advil then.
I'll 2 Advil twice a day instead of, you know what I mean? And then I'll do 2 5-hour energy drinks, and then I'll do 2 omeprazole, or I'll do an acid blocker each time my belly hurts, and then I'll multiply that out by a week, and then by a month, and then by a year, by 5 years, by 10 years, and you've got yourself a freaking mess. And so that it's literally why we're coming here and just sharing what we can off of our adjusting floors and out of our day to day. But really, how this conversation starts is we get on our video and I say, dude, you will not, this was you will not believe what the F is going on? And that's how it goes. And because we can't just get out here and spew somebody else's story and expect us, like we want to be very respectful to these people too. And then she'll be like, dude, this is a dude, because we're
Dude.
like, okay, so this, you gotta hear this story. But
we rant. Don't
we
listen. We do get it all out in our private conversations. Like it is raw and it is real.
It's frustrating.
It is.
It's frustrating. Yeah. And if you could just know how affordable and how amazing life gets by making the right investments into proactive and conservative measures, drink some freaking water. Like conservative, easy. I know, easy stuff to make a big difference. Go for a 20-minute walk every day.
Complicated.
Get adjusted once a week, once every other week. Get a plan going for your health.
Yeah, I had a few years ago, I was working with a woman who she had colitis. She'd been on medication she was probably in her 50s. She had been on this medication forever. We did food sensitivity testing. We did some gut repair. I had her detoxing. She was off of her medication, having regular bowel movements, like everything was beautiful. And then she had her follow-up with the experts at U of M, my alma mater, I'm ashamed to even say, but the experts are GI experts. And, the best in the country, I'm air quoting for anybody just listening, but the best in the country. And she went to see her doctor and she took him all the data that we had done on the foods. We did an elimination diet with her. Like she was feeling amazing. And he throws it back at her and he says, this has nothing to do with the foods you're eating. You need to go on that medication or you're going to die. Scared the shit out of her. So she goes back on the medication, stopped everything that I had her doing that was making her better. And then she fell out of care a few months after that. So I'm not sure what happened to her, but I'm like, what? Like, at what point could you not just say, wow, that's really cool, and pick up the phone and say, hey, Dr. Ruffin, so-and-so's a mutual patient. This is really cool what you've done. Can you tell me more? That's what your doctors should be doing, not having such an ego that they're like, that person who helped you has zero validity with what they've done. No. And if your doctors are doing that, guess what? There's plenty other doctors out there that will treat you the way that you deserve to be treated and care for you in such a way that you are seen and heard and valued in what you want. So
yeah, it's profound. And we're helping people get well every single day. And it's just like, so there's a group of chiropractors over the last couple of days that have been in Washington, D.C., and they are at the tables with the people that are flipping the food pyramid on its head. They're like getting away from, they're reducing the amount of vaccines on the childhood schedule. They're like the people that are moving the needle, and it's so fun. But I just wish that they would just say across the board, like, if you guys want to be well, go find a chiropractor, find regular care of some sort, because we're getting to that point. It's just Dr. Paula and I have to be on this, on YouTube and on here regularly so that you guys are hearing what we're seeing. But 21 years in and 28 years in, like, that's a lot of experience, and knowing that we're getting people well and they're staying well and they're continuing with that. So
it's a lot of miracles.
It is a lot of miracles. And I think we see them so regularly that a lot of times I never want to say we take it for granted, but we really are like, this is just kind of par for the course for our days. It's awesome.
Well, I always say I expect them, yet I'm always blown away by them.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. I want to address this comment by Tio Mimo. Are you addicted, or are you craving something you truly need? And that's an interesting statement, because I would say both. And so if you are, riddled with yeast and candida and parasites, you will crave, they will talk to your brain and force cravings for the foods they require to continue to perpetuate in your gut. So you have to ask yourself if you're craving things that aren't healthy, because it's going to push you towards sugars and things that aren't healthy. So if you have sugar cravings, you have to ask yourself, why do I have sugar cravings? And it's usually because bugs are controlling you. Now, when I was pregnant, there was a period of time through my pregnancy, kind of early on, I might have been in the first trimester or so, I couldn't get enough liver. I had to have chicken liver or liverwurst every single day. And I was getting acupuncture, and I was seeing an osteopath at the time. He was amazing, holistic osteopath. And so I was like, Jay, like, why do I have to have liver? Like, I'm craving liver. So crazy. He goes, let me go. And he goes and he gets his developmental book. And he goes, oh, well, the baby's liver is developing right now. So the body's also divine in what it forces you to eat, because my body was telling me that my baby's liver was developing, and I clearly needed more fat and more liver and more iron and more B12 that was coming from that liver. So I listened to it. I went with it, and I love liver, so it's not an issue for me. But that's the whole thing too, is like, what's your body trying to tell you? Yeah, the baby's liver was developing. Awesome. So, for this pregnant woman you're talking about, it's like, you should be listening to your body. Your babies are screaming at you because they need something, especially the one diabetic, right? The one that's born is diabetic, right?
So actually she's got two girls, and then the son so it's one of the girls, and I think they're like 5, 6, something like that. So yeah. It's,
that's when you're very dogmatic about certain ways of eating. We'll just say, like, if this person were vegan, I'll just say that, is that vegans tend to eat a lot of carbohydrates. So if you're eating like that during pregnancy or any other time, your blood sugar is going to be really off. And so, yes, you're causing a disruption in your baby's pancreas and your baby's inability to regulate blood sugar. So, we gotta feed these babies. We gotta get these women more education with regards to preconception care. And then, of course, in utero, like, you got to throw the Hail Mary in utero for sure.
Well, also pregnancy brain is a thing. It's because baby is stealing a lot of the fats from the brain. So the connections aren't being made there. And so I just think about how much, if the mom's body is deficient in just nutrition in general, and then baby needs everything, like the detrimental effects, not only during pregnancy, labor, and delivery, but also this mama in her 6th and 7th and 8th decade, like, where's that? And my favorite line, I'm going to just put it right up on the wall, is a patient came in and he's like, I want my health expectancy to match my life expectancy. And if you've been listening, I've said that so many times over these 2.5 years of being on here, but it's my most favorite way of looking at life and looking at our health. And there, one of the closing things that I had talked about this morning during our coffee talk is that health isn't about being perfect. Dr. Paul and I are not perfect. We are doing the things that move the needle forward as much as possible, but it's not about perfection. It's about participation. And so that means we get up off the couch and we start to create a plan for ourselves, or you can just Google a plan, like eat well, move well, think well, drink your water, get your rest, and get adjusted, and put that into Chat GPT, and it'll help you design even a week around how do I get those things into my world, because it is about participating in your health, not just sitting back because you're functioning fine, making participation. And the moment that you start participating, your body will start responding. And it will actually, like, people go through cleanses, like it's springtime, right? There might be some cleansing going on, but they'll go through cleanses, but your body will start responding by kicking a bunch of stuff out. And that doesn't mean that you're going to go through, like, you feel awesome all the time, like that detox, which you just did detox with the doc. It's like you have your body starts responding, and it's going to start to respond in the very best way because we're designed for that. And it's going to start responding in which direction do you want to be pushing it in?
Well, and as far as detox goes, I have been detoxing for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And I notice something different every time. Well, okay, Dr. Eric and I both love espresso, and we both have really high end espresso machines. Well, I would pull 3 or 4 shots a morning and I would drink that. During the detox, there's no caffeine. So I didn't have coffee for 10 days. I have to tell you, this is my single shot. And of course I add water to it. This is from this morning. I can't drink it as strong as I used to. And I haven't even finished this one from this morning. So again, listening to my body, I was drinking way too much caffeine.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I got a headache when I eliminated it in that first 24 hours. So I'm like, oh goodness. So now I'm listening to it. It's too strong, and you don't really want to drink all that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's great. It's so when they say there's nothing that you did wrong and that there's nothing you could have done differently, flat out lie. And there's a lot that we can do. And there's a lot that we can do on a day-to-day basis, on an hourly basis, on a minute-to-minute basis, drinking water all day long, doing all the things. Like, there's a lot that we can do. And we are our own problem, which also leads us to the fact that we are the actual solution to the problem too, which is so freaking cool. It's really cool. That's a really cool thing.
And we don't know something, we don't tell our patients, no, there's not, like, we don't ever have a no, like we're like, maybe, or let me look into that, or like, we will literally, like, our brains like to be expanded on the regular. And so when we have a patient who's struggling with something, it's never just a no, unless they're like, I need to stop my chiropractic care. And we're like, no, you need to stay on chiropractic. Yeah. But if there's something to be figured out, we are going to say to them, yes, let's dive a little further in. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let me refer you to this person over here. Maybe you should go here. Maybe try acupuncture. Like, we are constantly, we have a circle of resources that we constantly want to be connecting our people with, because we want you to have the most optimized care possible for the most optimized overall healing of your body
and health.
Absolutely. So, well, that was a good one. Should we wrap that up there?
Let's wrap it. That'll be a wrap. So have an awesome week.
Happy anniversary to you. Everybody give Dr. Erica a little clap for happy anniversary. Remember, if you didn't hit the thumbs up button on the way in, make sure you hit it on the way out. Make sure you are subscribing and sharing so we can continue to get this message out. I think this was a really important one. I think each and every one of you probably know somebody who's been walking around struggling with health and hasn't been able to get answers, and answers are right here. So send them this, and if we can help, all of our details and ways to connect with us are in the show notes. So, all right, you guys, we'll see you next Thursday for Chiropractic Is Sexy.
Bye.
Looking forward to seeing you.